I just recorded this and then realized that my mic wasn't working, so I get to do this again. So I will try to do it as comprehensively as I did the first time. So we have three less games this week, with 6 teams being on bye. And we're going to start with the Thursday night football matchup, Jacksonville at New Orleans. I am going to take Jacksonville in this game. They've had a couple of bounce back games, one versus Buffalo in London, and one versus Indy after coming back. So I just think they're going to win this game. Vegas at Chicago. I am taking Vegas here. To the best of my knowledge, Justin Fields is not going to play. He is doubtful as of right now recording this. So even if he does play, I mean, will he really be able to help the team? Will he be more hurting the team with his dislocated finger? I think it's a dislocated thumb, if we're being specific. Cleveland at Indy. I am going to take Cleveland here. They had a great upset win versus the 49ers. And with Anthony Richardson having surgery on his shoulder, which will end his season, they have to rock Gardner Minshew for the rest of the year, which is not a terrible thing, but I'm still taking Cleveland here. Buffalo at New England. I am going to take Buffalo here. And I'm taking Buffalo because they've had a couple of rough games where they went to London late to go take on the Jags, and they went and came back and had a bad game after coming back from London versus the Giants. They were still able to pull off the win, barely, but they pulled off the win. So I'm going to pick Buffalo to have a bounce-back game, and they beat the New England Patriots. Washington at Giants. They are still the New Jersey Giants for right now. Had they beaten the Bills, I would have called them the New York Giants. But until they get a good win, I'm going to continue to call them the New Jersey Giants. And I'm picking them to beat Washington here. And I'm picking them to beat Washington, so if I'm correct, I will be calling them the New York Giants next week. Atlanta at Tampa. I am going to take Tampa in this game. I feel like Atlanta doesn't know how to properly use some of their offensive players, whether it's Kyle Pitts or Bijan Robinson. I traded Bijan in fantasy football because I don't believe that Atlanta knows how to use him properly. Detroit at Baltimore. This probably is the best 1 o'clock game on this week's schedule, where you have Detroit, a team in the NFC who they look fantastic. And if not for an overtime loss to the Seattle Seahawks, they'd be undefeated. So they are a fantastic team. And I think they beat Baltimore. Baltimore, they're a great team as well. But I don't know. Something just says Detroit's going to win this. Pittsburgh at LA Rams. I am going to take the Rams here. They have Cooper Kupp. They have Puka Nacua. They have the rookie running back who's doing really well. I just think they're a better team overall than Pittsburgh. Yes, Pittsburgh's coming off the bye. I will happily be wrong about this pick. Don't get me wrong. But it's just, I think they're a better team, and I think they're going to win. Arizona at Seattle. I am going to take Seattle here. Kyler Murray has started his 21-day window to return from IR or PUP, whichever one that is, whichever one he's on. But for right now, it's still Josh Dobbs, and I think Seattle wins this game. Green Bay at Denver. I am taking the Green Bay Packers to win this game. Denver, they did give a small fight versus Kansas City pretty early on. And then, Kansas City just pulled away that little bit. Just little bit by little bit. And before you knew it, it was 16-0 and 16-8, I think. And then 19-8, which was the final score, which is the first one since like 1927 or something like that. I heard today, which is insane. But Green Bay's going to win this game. And this might finally be the week that Russell Wilson gets benched. It might be. I'm not sure, but it might. LA Chargers at Kansas City. Kansas City's going to win this game. The Chargers don't have a good defense, which for Brandon Staley being a defensive-minded head coach, it's a little surprising that their defense is as bad as it is. They traded away J.C. Jackson for nothing. Khalil Mack, outside of one game, hasn't done much. Yeah, you still have Joey Bosa. You still have a couple of players like Derwin James, Asante Samuel Jr., but I don't know. It's definitely not good enough to beat Kansas City. And I think they're going to make the playoffs, but it's just a question of how much does your defense hold you back. Miami at Philly. I'm taking Miami here. And I still would have taken Miami even if Philly had beaten the Jets. And I predicted the Rams to beat the Eagles 2 games ago. I was a game early. They ended up losing to the Jets the week after. So Miami, I think, takes down the Philadelphia Eagles. And then Monday Night Football, we have San Francisco at Minnesota. San Francisco's going to bounce back from their loss versus Cleveland, and they're going to beat Minnesota, who has a similar situation to the Chargers, where, hey, your defense isn't very good. And when they drafted Jordan Addison in the first round, I was pretty surprised, just because with how much you have a need at defense, and you draft a wide receiver, and it's not even like, there wasn't a good corner worthy of a first round pick. Like, Joey Porter Jr. was sitting there. And he ended up going 32, which was the first pick of the second round. But, a lot of people expected him to be a first round pick. He expected to be a first round pick. So had you taken Joey Porter Jr., I don't think anyone would have said, oh, you reached. No, that would have been a good pick in my mind. So, San Francisco, you win this game because of Minnesota's defensive woes. And that is it. We are short this week because of the 6 teams on bye. So if you guys did enjoy this, please leave a like. And if you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button, turn notifications on. I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching.